Hello and welcome to episode 23 of our Timberborn 1.0 experimental playthrough with the Folktales faction cycle 42, day 5. Last episode I said this would be the finale. It's not. I was a little frustrated and just wanted to be done with this playthrough because I was sick of this getting contaminated. But then I realized, you know what? I really ought to give this a chance to properly finish and not just end it because I'm mad. So we're not going to end it today. It's not going to be a long episode either because I do still have to get a whole lot of other stuff accomplished. But I figured it would be a good idea today to actually finish the stuff that I said I was going to do. Maybe do a little bit of decorating and then see what might be fun to do at the very end in the actual finale. So let's get this on triple speed and take a look at what we have going on. We have an earth recultivator here that's 58% complete. This one, of course, has been done for a while. And I did say I wanted to put 3 of these in, because if you have 3 of them go off at the same time, you get an achievement, and I like those. So, the third, I think, would be a great thing to stick on top of our bot area. And I've got a couple of good suggestions from people on how to handle this, and I think the solution was staring me in the face the whole time, and it's honestly a little upsetting that I didn't do it earlier. But what's going to happen here is I'm going to get rid of this, and yes, it's going to just completely eliminate all that dirt, but it's okay. What we're going to do instead is put in a platform here with the 5x5 metal on top of it, and I believe, is that going to be, not quite. Let's have that be, yeah, 2 of the 2s, and then if I have this right here, this 5x5, on that square, you know what? Actually, I'm gonna move this over. I'm gonna move this over 1 tile or 2. If I move it over 2, I can just put this here and then, yeah. If I do that, then I think this is gonna basically cover the entire hole. So it's also a lot easier, a whole lot easier to build. And if I don't have to actually get on here to build this, I can build those right like so. I should be able to do that. And then from that point, I should be able to actually send a beaver on top of here by doing that. And that whole thing is going to go there, and that whole thing's going to go there. So on and so forth. You know how this works. A lot of you folks have been watching these videos for a very long time. You know exactly what we're about here. So, I honestly can't believe I hadn't thought of this, and it is a credit to you guys in the comments that reminded me that this was a totally viable strategy. So that's what we're going to do. And there is, unfortunately, a little bit of a gap here. I don't know that I'm going to be able to fill super easily. But we'll figure it out. We always do. That's the way we do things here. This very easily can become a, whatever you want to call it here. Just like that. I think I can handle this by just extending this out a tiny bit, although I don't really want to disrupt the shaping we've got going on here. I can utilize this overhang bit to just do one of these numbers. And then it's kind of hard to see contours when this is all gray, but I think I can kind of, I can kind of work with this. If I take that away, is that a hole? It is. Okay, that is why I hadn't done that way. But I can have this come out like so. That looks decent. That'll look fine there. I might go ahead and just do this so I can have that come out. A little bit of dimension here. Yeah, that might look decent. I believe that's going to be okay. So let's just give them a path so they can build hopefully the rest of this from right there. And then over here, it's going to be kind of a similar situation where we just have to fill in some gaps and have this just go over the top of something else. Yeah, that'll help solve that, and then I can put this here. I don't think that's going to allow me to put anything here or here, but... Did we put that piece in the corner there? No, we did not, but it's almost done. Yeah, it's going to be so much better to just, quote-unquote, do this the right way, instead of just saying, all right, well, now I'm done. I don't want to do anything else. No. I made a commitment to you guys. Every single video, I'm going to do my best to just do something that actually makes sense. So, that is my commitment to you. It always has been, and as long as I'm able to, that's what it will be. What else can I do here? That is going to be probably built on top of this, and then I should be able to... Yeah, there we go. I do have to have this here to build this piece, which means if I'm going to contour this, it probably is going to have to go like that. I think that's probably going to be fine. Then I just have this bit here that I haven't fully done anything with. Not really a huge fan of, to be perfectly honest with you. But I guess this is okay. Anyway, this is going to get like 90% of this taken care of. And then we get to this. The eternal source of my frustration. So, the keep it simple stupid plan that some of you have suggested is just to completely raise the floodgate, defeat the seep entirely, and then just use fluid dumps to keep this full. I think as long as we're in a temperate season, I am going to keep this bad water pump, well, pumping bad water, and I'm going to keep this thing coming out. This is all at 0. So in theory, we should be able to get this clean enough. And if not, then, well, that's when the big guns come out and I put more of these bad water pumps in place. That's fine. And yes, friends, beautifying the Beaverburg sign area is on the list for today's video. So, in order to accomplish that, it has to have, well, in my opinion at least, it has to be green. And we do have water technically nearby. I don't think I want to spend the time to engineer some sort of solution to get water pumped up here. So, you already know the easiest way to do this, and hopefully not going to cause any problems, is to blast a hole right here. I'll just do a 3x3, make a little irrigation station, and hopefully that reaches all the way out here. It might not. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. It might actually. This very corner might not be irrigated, but I believe... You know what? We don't have to wonder if I just move it over 2 blocks. There we go. Keep it simple, stupid, etc. So we're going to get this greened up, and we can put some more well-being things up here. We do have the carousel. And, well, they're not using it right now because they're currently working 18-hour days. So why don't we give them 16-hour days instead? A couple of you wanted to see that. And we do have some bots we can start assigning to other jobs. I think at this point it really doesn't matter what everybody's doing or not doing, because we've already beaten the game 18,000 times over. Maybe not 18,000, but a lot of times over. We don't quite have enough chestnuts, and I know that is one of those things that does, in fact, just take time. I don't know that we really need to worry about it. In terms of water flow and greening the rest of the map, I feel, honestly, like we've probably done enough for that. But, I don't know, I could spend another 3 or 4 episodes trying to make everything green, but honestly, I don't have that kind of time for this series, and I know you guys might want to see that, but I think our time is better invested doing other things. Now, this is going to be built, and I did say we're going to have another earth recultivator, so if I want this to be roughly where that goes, I can probably make the decision now to put this up here. I think that would be a good spot for it. I'm going to deprioritize the construction on this, because, obviously... And I think if we don't need to have the path going all the way down here, which we definitely don't, let's do ourselves a favor, and let's just delete it. Yeet it, delete it. I don't even know if kids are still using leet as slang. I think they've moved on to other types of brain rot, but these will disappear. Look at that well-being going right up to 49. Love to see it. I got an achievement. That's amazing. Reach an average well-being of 50. Experimental branch only. Yes, we have in fact Reached a well-being average of 50. So this is actually a good time to take a look at what we are not providing. Scarecrows and wind gauge, that's an easy thing to fix. Earth root cultivator, easy thing to fix. Everything else we're already providing, it's just not saturated. So that's very good news, because I was thinking about this at 4:30 in the morning like I normally do, because that's totally a healthy thing. And I was like, man, I don't even know if I've done everything in this series yet, and people are going to be so disappointed if I end it and I don't have everything taken care of. So that's actually a big relief. We just need to make sure that we get a couple more bots made and automate some processes. Which, by the way, this reminded me, we don't have enough fuel in different places on the map if the bots are going to be involved. I do have a little tiny one here and some catalyst as well, but if we're going to have bots in all the other places, they need to have somewhere to refuel. So, this is mostly housing. This right here does have some fuel and some catalyst available. This area over here, we haven't really done much with, but I think this is probably fine, honestly. But we do owe it to the bots to give them some sort of a better setup here. You know what we actually don't need is we don't need this. We can make this a whole lot cleaner really quick. You know why we don't need it, right? Because we don't need to have these contamination barriers, because this is never going to be contaminated. That's a relic from before they changed that mechanic. So, if I am very careful how I get rid of this, I believe that is going to be fine. And again, I have to be careful not to delete the actual thing. But, just the little things. Little things that make the map look just a tiny bit better. Give us a little bit more space. And of specific interest to what we're doing here. Clean up the pathing just a touch. I will keep this on the edge here. But now what I can do is I can put in... Oh, maybe not there. I can put in some of these... what do you call it? Big old tanks. And it fits. Oh boy, does it fit. So guess what's going to go in here? I bet you can't guess. That's right, it's biofuel and catalyst. And these lumberjack flags right here can be moved out. I know this was a thing that people asked me to do before, and I said, well, we can't do that because they have nowhere to go. Well, guess what? Now we have somewhere to put them. And I can even have additional ones. Yeah, see, that's going to be a whole lot better. I'm going to have this connect straight into here. It might be ugly, but I don't particularly care. Let's get some oaks in here. Let's get some oaks in here. Let's get some oaks in here to clean this up just a tiny bit. Oh, they can't reach this. Why is that flooding? Why is that flooding? Why is that flooding? It should not be flooding. That should never be flooding. Oh, it's because this sluice is cycling because this underground is full. I forgot just for a moment that we built... Oh, we didn't even finish this. Oh, for shame. Oh, I thought for sure I'd finished this. Oh, no. Now I have to do it. Well, that's a deep subject. That should allow us to... What a stupid dad joke. That should allow us to get most of the rest of this taken care of. I will just allow them to do that. Oh, this isn't even connected here. Wow, I really did not do my due diligence with this. That's horrible. Yikes. Anyway. Beep and boom. You already know how this works. I don't need to explain what we're doing here. Actually, if I expand this just a touch, I make this 4 by... maybe I should have moved this. Tell you what, we'll make this... Oh, this is this is suboptimal. It's not right, but if I make this 5. You know what? No. No. I'm not going to do this to myself. I'm going to move it 1 over, make it 4 wide so that I can put in a Lido. And then that is going to require that I put this here. And then what I will do is have that out, and then this will be how this fills up. So we can, you know, kill 2 birds, 1 stone, same kind of deal. And I have this 3 deep because that's the best for irrigation, but we're going to put the Lido on platforms here. So that'll take care of that. Did I mark this down? I did. Okay. Mark it down. It's not always. I don't even know. This is probably a regional thing. Minimum construction priority. It's fine, I suppose. Oh, we are running out of treated planks. Who could have possibly foreseen that coming? Do I have? I have 2. And there are bots in them. That is fine. I don't think I need to build any more, but I have tons of unemployed beavers. And we're kind of a little hard up on power, to be honest. Tell you what. I know we're going to need this. We're definitely going to use it. So I'm going to put a 3rd one in, make sure that it is set for bots. And that is just going to have to be how it's going to have to be. Books-wise, we're looking good. Punch card-wise, I mean, we're not looking great, but we're definitely not looking bad. So I guess that's fine. This no longer says blocked by bad water, so that's progress. It still has nasty in it, so that's fine. How are we doing over here? Okay, these did not have any thing at all supporting them. So, am I going to... I cannot get over here. So, this is going to sound really stupid, but bear with me. I'm going to blow that up, then I'm going to build that, and then I'm going to put this back, and then at that point it's going to be able to support this, because it has the support there. Well-being 52, love to see it. Okie dokie. That's looking okay, looking okay. Okay, this is ready to go. Beaver boom. And we'll put in... Yeah, see, look at that. Look how glorious that is. Lido time. Alright, come on, fill that thing up, and I want to see this corner turn green. It's my one request. But look how much better this looks. With this, it's not going to. It's already fully irrigated. Oh well. It's fine. Yeah, Lido here is going to help a lot. This is fine, just like it is. That right there is probably okay. Do we want to give them an Agora up here? Do I have room? I kind of don't. Okay, well that's unfortunate. I know I have an Agora over... Where do I have an Agora, actually? Is it over here? Did I bury one, or did I not build one? We have an easy way to find this out. I don't know why I always forget. I have 2? Oh, they're over here. Of course. Am I low on extract? No, I got 1,500. That's a supply issue. Where was I? Oh, yeah. I think I can probably put one over here to kind of fill out this space. So let's just stick that right there. Why not? Then we can put in right here. And then we can put in a couple of small tanks here and here. One for definitely using this only for doctor-prescribed purposes juice, and then water. And I'm sure they're going to want to contemplate their life choices after doing whatever they're doing, so they can do that right there. And then up here, take this path out. What we can do, I think might be kind of nice, is put in a couple of campfires. Oh, yeah, this bit right here in the corner is begging for a campfire, and then you can't see that it's not illuminated. Irrigated. There you go. That seems like a smart way to handle this. Let's have this come out. We'll go behind the sign here, give this a little bit of visual interest. Maybe come out over this way. And then bring that there. Bring this over here, and then maybe do something about other things. I know we have dance halls. Okay, here you go. You can get up over here, and then you can get down over here. That's stupid humor. That's not gonna... Okay, I'm not really in love with that. That's not gonna fit there, because I made bad choices. Alright, well that's what happens. So maybe we don't put one of those up. Why is that not connected? Oh. Well, you know what? That's on me. That helps solve that problem. Let's see. Detailers. Oh, you know what I forgot to do is I forgot to ask people for stuff they wanted to put on here. A couple people actually made suggestions, which I then read and completely forgot about between now and the last video that I put out on this. And by the time I record the next video, this video won't even be out. So that's a real shame. I might have to round those up and put them in the next one if I remember. Let's wait a second. Is this clipping through the... Oh, man. We're just going to have to ignore that and move on with our lives. I think the only other really decent way to beautify this would be maybe to build in a couple of these things that we don't otherwise have normally. Wind gauge, not a horrible spot for it. I probably should put a couple more of these around so we get actual benefits from it. And this is the kind of thing that like has to be on a high place. I feel like, at least. So I feel like it probably should be on top of a platform of some type, but then they have to be able to actually build it. Well, what I can do, that would be a simple way to do it, would be to put one up here, and then put a wind gauge on top of that. That's still high enough. And then scarecrows, that's just one of those aesthetic type things. Which way faces this way? Here? There we go. I can stick one of those guys over there. We've got this housing kind of over here. What's a good place to stick this? We don't really need one of these over here, to be perfectly honest, but it does give a bonus, so I guess I'll do that. Oh, I didn't put a roof on this because I thought I was going to do monuments. Well, I'll tell you what. This always looks kind of corny when I do this, but at the same time, it's kind of fun. I think so, at least. So we can leave that like it is there. Let's see. The reason I'm building those is because that was the last two well-being bits we didn't have anywhere. Beaver statue. Not a bad idea to have one of these. But the rest of this, I think, is something that can really only be solved by putting in a forester and planting some trees. So, for that to be viable, how far away can I get? I guess this is probably about as good as it's going to get just to stick it right here. And when I'm doing trees for decoration purposes, I don't really care about having it only be oaks, so I'm going to mix a couple... Oh, I can't block the sign. Can't block the sign. Cannot block the sign. Don't block the sign. I guess I'll do a birch there. I'll do a pine there. Do a chestnut there. Just kind of not randomly. Don't block the wind thing, so I'll leave some space around that. Maybe just put one or two more trees over here, because you want a place for the wind to be able to go. Chestnuts and maples are different trees, and I don't remember if I've actually... Yes, okay. I'm just trying to make something that looks kind of interesting, and I know that the easiest way to solve this problem is just to put a whole bunch of one type of tree in various locations. But that's not the most visually interesting thing now, is it? We do have to leave the space around the carousel unoccupied, because obviously. So these trees will spread naturally on their own, but it's not going to look supernatural, and it definitely won't happen fast enough if I just let that happen instead of planting them. But at the same time, I don't really have a lot of A lot of space in mind for this. So that is an oak tree. Birches will spread fast. I'll give them that. But they're not really the most interesting looking tree, in my opinion. So I'm going to let this forester plant these things, and I will probably put... you know what? I'll put an oak here. And then I'll put a pine. And then I'll take the forester out. I will unplant all of these, and then they'll probably spread by themselves. Dandelion might be a decent thing to have a couple of in various locations. Berry bushes as well. Those will spread. Wait, I can plant berry bushes underneath the... Okay, we'll say no more. I'll just do that. That's easy. And it looks halfway decent. Yeah, we can roll with that. Just some simple improvements. It's not going to win any design awards or anything, but I think that is better than a stick in the eye. All right, this is ready for B for boom. And let's put this top bit on there. That will take care of that. And then... Oh, don't tell me this isn't going to... That should... Once this is in place, it should let me do it. It should let me do it. If it's not going to let me do it, then we're going to have a problem. That's fine. We're looking at 4%. Okay, that's not going to be done anytime soon. How's this one doing? 68%. Treated planks are still kind of our Achilles heel here. What other stuff can we clean up? This definitely doesn't need to be here anymore. That can go away. I don't have any plans to do anything over here. These are for construction purposes only and can probably be removed. We do have path connecting all of this. Oh, actually, we don't, because I took this bridge away. Curious decision. Explosives-wise, technically, I filled all my available storage besides this, so that's not going to change. I don't know why these trees died. Very good questions are being asked in my mind that I don't know how to articulate. Well, what else? What else do I need to have for bot refuel? Oh, you know what? I don't have any of that over here. Okay, that is an easy fix. I don't need to put a giant set of tanks here. I just need to have something available. So that will go right there. This is a real easy one to put bots in. There we go. So that takes care of that. Those guys will get going on there. Construction's waiting for the construction below to be finished. Okay. The construction below is not finished because of why? Okay, they're just waiting. Alright. That is allowed. That may explain why this is what it is. I do have stuff down here, right? Yeah, okay. Water. What are we doing? Not that, apparently. Okay. I guess I should have put in a stream gauge so I know for sure how clean or unclean this is. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have them remove, because, you know, they're not doing anything with this anyway. I'm going to have them remove this cattail. Let's make that a priority. And then I almost never use these in vanilla because I can't pair them to fluid dumps or anything. But this will give us a good idea. They just stopped demolishing this at 63% and went away. Come back and finish the job, man. Come on. We're all waiting on you. We're all depending on you. There you go. Good job. Yeah, let's get that put in place. I don't think I need to prioritize it, but I will anyway. I need to plant more chestnut trees. And I know those take a long time to grow, so sooner rather than later. Maple syrup-wise, we somehow are still not serving enough of that. Okay, contamination's down to 1%. That's good. As soon as it's at 0, then I'm going to be able to remove this, then shut that completely up, and move on with our lives. The last big thing, I think, for this playthrough is to relocate the farms. And Up above here, especially because this is only ever going to be clean, I think this would be a great place to do that. So let's put a irrigation thing. There you go, proper English. Right there. And then one right here should be fine. And then one right here. Now, do I need to have these in these 3 locations? No. But I'm going to do it anyway. And I think what would make sense here is to have these farms all connected by zip lines, just these 3. And then this one connected to the path. So I'll show you what I'm talking about here. B for boom. Now, there's a zipline line right here that connects to the other zipline lines. If I were to put in here, on top of this, a single... oh, see, now I've kind of... now I've gone and done it. This made so much more sense in my head. I can put this here. It is going to have a slight intersection line-wise. Or I can flip this around and, you know what, that's going to look so much better. That's going to look so much better. And I'm going to have to remove some of these things. But you live and you learn. I'm going to put this here. The reason I'm putting that there is because that's going to allow me to come out this way, connect straight there, take this out, and put a fluid dump in here. And then I have a farmhouse, an efficient farmhouse, that I can put someplace like right here, even if it's not the most efficient placement ever of it. I can put it here, and it's connected close enough to this. It's not crossing lines or fields or anything, necessarily. If you heard the song in your head, congratulations, you're old. Yeah, let's get this hooked up here, and then I have to, at least for the time being, yeah, get down here so I can put that in place. But this is kind of like my proto zipline farm thing. We're going to have it go here, and here, and here. All stations with a single farmhouse. That should be enough to do pretty much everything that I want to do. And the farmers can, you know, they can walk wherever. Doesn't matter. But getting the farms out from here is going to mean I can have trees here, which I think is probably a better use of space anyway. High score 53. Very good. And we should see some nice green coming in here pretty soon. That's my hope, at least. And folks, I believe this is a good opportunity to time-lapse some farm installations. So that is what I will do. And however long it takes to get this set up, that's how long it's going to take. And I'll talk to you in just a moment to review what we've done. All right, folks. We have 3 new farms in place. We've got carrots up here. We've got sunflower and wheat on this one. And we have potatoes down here. And part of the beauty of the zipline system, if you're not aware, is that the farms can have their range extended through zip lines. So this farm can also help with this bit of the wheat. This farm can help with this half of the carrots. And this farm can help with a whole lot of the wheat. So there's actually some pretty good division of labor here. And I kind of just guessed on the distribution of crops based on what we were having problems with down here. Potatoes, remember this is what we had before. Potatoes were lacking. Carrots were fine. And that's maybe a little bit more. I put in more sunflowers, and then wheat is a little bit more close to the same. So we'll see what happens. I'm going to unplant all of this down here. I'm not going to rip it out, but I am going to unplant it, which means it's just not going to get replanted when it's harvest. And we can slowly allow this to turn into some other stuff. And that's going to give us a little bit more space. We do have a forester here, and we have a tremendous need for chestnuts. So I'm going to preemptively plant chestnut trees here. I've got a little bit more room here. And I know I'm going to want to have chestnut trees all the way down through here. So that's going to require that we put in another forester, which I was thinking of doing anyway, just to try and speed the process up. We can always take it out later. But yeah, that's going to, well, it's going to be one of those things, you know how it goes. But I'm pretty happy with this. I think this is good. We do still have a little bit of extra room here should we need to plant additional stuff. But I figured that was probably the best way we could have utilized that space. It looks pretty decent, if I say so myself. And guess what? Oh, no, the trees are in the way. Never mind. I was about to be real proud of myself. But you know what they say. Pride comes before the fall, all that. So instead, what we can do... Oh! Yeah. Unprintable words. It's fine. It's not, but it is. Is this going to be in range of a deleter if I do this? Yes, it is. All right. Come forth and demolish this oak tree, and I will place upon its spot a zipline pylon so I can finally connect these, and then that's going to get us in a really good spot. Still at 68%, really? That is minimum priority. All right, it's time once again to take a look at this. Oh, yes. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Remember that show Storage Wars? There's that guy Barry would always say perfect, just like me. No human being is perfect. Barry. But anyway, speaking of Barry, we're going to bury these things. I think that is about as good as that's going to be able to look. And I also am not going to need to have this staircase here. That can go away. They're just... Oh, you know what they're doing? They're taking the bot-making components, and they're building the earth recultivator with it. I love it. I love to see it. Is this at 0% yet? It is, it is, it is. Well, bye-bye. That's just going to be at 100% closed up. I suppose I should just leave this here so we don't have any chance of getting any nasty in here. But what I can do is I can take out, I suppose, probably just, let's say 2 of these. We'll put them right next to each other, and they'll just be regular old fluid dumps. Just right here. Shouldn't be a big deal. These grills... Have I replaced... Oh, I replaced everything. We had this whole thing. We went over this. That's gone. That's gone. Spatterdock being right here is actually kind of important. But this isn't a good place for it. So... Maybe what I should do instead is get rid of this. Do I even have one for cattail things here at all? Because I know I have this here. And I have this here going over to the food. Tell you what we're going to do. I'm going to say that it's going to make more sense. Get out of here. Go do your stuff somewhere else. I'm going to say it's going to make more sense for us to just have storage for the cattails and all that jazz here. And of course this is... kind of a mess. But I know we have stuff down here. I feel like I'm obligated to have this. And then I can get rid of all this nonsense. Let's get that emptied out. I need the farms here so they can harvest all the... Oh, you know what I didn't do is I didn't unmark these. No, no, no. There we go. Yeah, that should be fine. I might have to time-lapse this again later. But to try and, you know, speed this process up just a touch, I think I will get rid of those. And then, if this is actually at 0 and this number is not going up, which it doesn't seem like it is, bye-bye. Don't need it anymore. I can replant that with a spatterdock. Yeah, that's what that was. That's empty, which means it can go away. And... if this is going to be entirely trees, I don't need to have this path connecting here. So we'll just get that out of there. And then I definitely don't need that. Definitely don't need that. Definitely don't need that, which means I don't need that, because that connects across that way. And I can get rid of everything else all the way around here. Nope, nope, can't right-click delete a bot. There you go. Get out of there. Alright, that's one step closer to having that taken care of. Triple speed. And I'm interested to see how this performs long-term, even though our quote-unquote long-term is only, I guess, one more episode. That's fine, though. I'm glad I didn't decide to just, you know, end it after this one. But I do think this is ready to go. Yeah, alright. I'm going to unplant all of this except the dandelions, because I know those are going to spread like a weed, because guess what dandelion is? This will help make everything look just a bit better once everything spreads. Of course, will take its own time. This is surprisingly low. We are currently oversupplied, so I guess that's fine. I was a little worried about that. Do I really need to have these here? I suppose I do. But chestnut-wise, I'm thinking the chestnuts are probably still going to be a problem no matter how many I have in here. So, if I just commit to making this also chestnuts, what I can do is put a gatherer flag up here that will handle a lot of the rest of this. Maples and pine resin? Okay, pine resin actually is a problem. But that's something I can expand pine resin over here a little bit once this wheat is all out. Or I can just say, you know what? I'm not going to worry about it, because the wheat's going to take 800,000 years anyway. So wheat can get the yeet somewhere. Someone's Gen Z or Gen Alpha child is cringing hearing this in the background of a video. But that's fine. I don't want to wait anymore, and neither do you. They probably can't reach all of this. Yeah, they definitely can't. But the farmers can pick it up. Whatever. Now I want to go listen to ska again. Anyway, what's going to happen now is, yes, friends, another time lapse where I get the rest of these crops cleared out and then plant some more trees, let things grow in just a tiny bit. And then after that, we will debrief and talk about what's going to happen in the finale, which will be the next episode. Alright, so that's about all the time I have right now to let this run. But I think things are going pretty well. We've managed to harvest all of the potatoes, and wheat is looking pretty good, even though they haven't harvested all of the stuff that just grew in. Sunflower is holding strong as well. And carrots are carrots, it's fine. Trees are going to take some time to get in here, but the pine trees, over halfway done. The very first chestnuts that we planted are approaching halfway, and then these over here are still very, very new. But, oh, I missed one. I think for right now, I probably should try to remove... Ah. Never mind. I will not remove. But I will plant one more chestnut here. Oh, what just died here? Oh, it's a bot. Ah, bot number 3 was destroyed. Anyway, I am much happier with how this is set up now. I think this looks tremendously better. And it really fills out the center of the map and contributes to the idea that, yes, this is an oasis from which life springs. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with this. We've got Earth Recultivator 1 here. Earth Recultivator 2 is getting closer, 76%. And Earth Recultivator 3 is still a pile of, you know what, over here at 43, so that's fine. But we've, we covered the bot area in a way that I think personally looks pretty okay. I don't have a whole lot of complaints about that. And I have put in some extra biofuel and catalyst in a couple of different areas. And look at this. These trees are growing in, spreading around. I am pretty happy with how this is going. So, oh, this farmhouse can go away. Bye-bye. I think this is a great spot to end this episode. So, again, by the time you watch this, I will have already recorded the final episode of this series and a whole bunch of other things, just to try and get ahead of the holiday season a little bit. But as this will come out on Friday, I think Friday, yeah. Yeah, as this will come out on Friday, I hope you and yours had a very Merry Christmas and Happy Holiday season. I think that only leaves New Year's of the holidays I know of to still happen next week. But I'm very excited to see this series to a successful and proper end and not just give up on it. I really try hard not to give up on these things, but sometimes it gets really frustrating when you have all these things going on. You're like, man, I really just need to get this done so I can move on and do something else. Like, no, that's not what we do here. So I did catch myself in that, and I hope you can appreciate what we're doing here. So you already know the drill. Beard boosters are the ones who make it possible to do this content the way that I do it without having to try and have sponsors or game the algorithm or whatever. We're just having fun playing the beaver game. And that's how I like to do it, and that's how most of you, as indicated in the survey that we just did, seem to like it as well. And that's how I want to keep it as long as I'm able to do these. So I thank you very much for being part of that, whether you're on the Beard Booster list or not. You being here makes a huge difference in my life, and I hope that in some small way these videos have helped you, even if it's just a way to relax and unwind after a day at work or whatever. Community is important, and I'm glad you're part of mine. Whatever it is you're doing with the rest of your day, stay safe, have fun, and we'll see you again soon for more beavers. Take care, friends. Bye-bye.